January is hot tea month, and what better way to celebrate than with a tea party? To prepare us for tea time, we've brought in our etiquette expert, Cindy Grasso from the Charleston School of Protocol to help. Cindy, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, like I just said, January is hot tea month. What should we know about tea?
Well, tea is a relaxed yet refined way to visit with people, to have a business meeting, to have a mother-daughter tea, grandmother-daughter, granddaughter tea.
Yeah.
It's just a lovely way to visit people. And I always teach it really as a business power tea. It's a really nice way to have a business meeting that might be a little bit different than a lunch or dinner meeting. And so, but afternoon tea really came about after the English. And in England, they have breakfast about the same time we do, and lunch about the same time we do, but dinner's much later. And so around 3 or 4 o'clock, you get those sinking spells, you know, you kind of feel a little lethargic. And so Anna, the 7th Duchess of Bedford, so the story goes, she was a chambermaid to the Queen. A chambermaid is a friend who might host parties but doesn't get any kind of pay or compensation for it. But anyway, she would have these sinking spells. And so around 3 to 4 o'clock, she would have a cup of tea with that little song, tea, a drink with jam and bread. That's really what she would do. Yeah. So, and it would be a little pick-me-up that helped her to dinner because dinner's much later. Yeah. Didn't really become all the rage until the Queen found out what she was doing, and then it became all the rage. And of course today, even in England, afternoon tea is a big deal. And so that's kind of where ours comes from. But tea can be anywhere really between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. Different kinds of tea, lots of different kinds of tea. There's something called a low tea and a high tea. And actually the difference between low tea and high tea, people say I'm going to have high tea. And the only real difference is the height of the table.
Interesting.
Yes.
I always thought it was because you had all the sandwiches and the different fancy teas and all of that.
Yeah, well, high tea is associated with that because it's taken off of a table height that you have a meal off of. But sometimes you could be sitting in front of a sofa in very comfortable chairs, and what we would call a coffee table, they would call a tea table. And so you could have tea off of a low table. So this would be, So if you're having tea in the afternoon, it's lovely. You would start off with more of the savories, you know, finger sandwiches, canapes, little things like that. And then if you did in courses, it'd get sweeter with each course. Or if you had a tiered tray, you would put those savories on the bottom, and then the next level would be, and actually anything can be served as long as it's small. You could do cookies, you could do petit fours, you can do, again, little sandwiches. Anything really can happen for tea as long as it's small. And so, and then, but each tier would be a little bit sweeter as you moved up. And then your tea itself, just so you know that tea can be in loosed tea, which is loosed tea leaves. In that case, you would use a little strainer over your cup. Or you could have decanted tea. You know, sometimes when you go to like a Chinese restaurant, that tea comes out, it's perfect in every cup. There's no leaves, there's no bags. They put it in a tea ball, steep it for about 3 to 5 minutes, take it out, and every cup of tea is perfect. Or you could have a tea bag. And with a tea bag, you would put the tea, put the water in, put the tea bag in, but you don't bob it up and down. Leave it alone. Let it steep for about 3 to 5 minutes. You would take it out and you would have a discard plate, because you don't want the tea bag on the saucer.
That's what that's for.
Yes, yes. And each person could have one, or you could share one, but you don't want to put a tea bag on your saucer because tea would get under the cup. You pick up the cup, it stains. And so you would have you would put your tea bag there along with any wrappers, no trash on the table. And so then you would put sugar in first, and then you could do sugar and lemon or sugar and milk, not lemon and milk. Right?
I don't know who would do that.
Because it would, the lemon, the acidity of lemon causes the lipoproteins in the milk to curdle. And so, but it's milk with tea, cream with coffee. So it's milk and tea. And then what you would do is you would take your spoon, and you don't stir tea. You put it in close to you at 6 o'clock, and you would fold tea. Tea is folded. And you notice, if you're here, notice that the handle of the cup, if we're looking at a clock face, the handle's about 4, right? And that makes sense for you to pick it up. So you would fold your tea, place your spoon behind it with the handle of the spoon at 4, and then you would pick your cup up. Now to pick it up, you don't put your fingers through it. You're going to pinch it between your index finger and your thumb. You're going to pinch it. And then point your fingers towards the cup. And so that's how you actually hold your cup. That's it. Beautiful. And then you look.
Drop it.
No. And that's why the handles are narrow. coffee cups can have thick handles, but you couldn't pinch it. So you don't put your finger through like you would a coffee cup.
Okay.
And then you look into the cup as you drink. Very good.
Cute.
And so if it's on a table like this, you can just pick the cup up. If you're having tea off of a low table, then you would pick, well, let's do it together. You'd pick the whole cup up.
Okay.
Are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay, so put it in your left hand and then slide it up onto your fingertips. If the cup is more
They're so beautiful, I don't want to drop it.
if the cup is more than 12 inches from your mouth, like a low table, like a coffee table or tea table, you have to pick the cup and the saucer.
Okay.
So you'd hold that in your hand, slide it up onto your fingertips, and then you would just pick it up with this, your other hand, pinch it, drink, and then leave it here.
Do we not cheers?
Not a tea.
That's good to
That's
know.
toasting. So, but yeah, so kind of fun. And if the cup and saucer, if the spoon is on the saucer as the table is served, it's for tea, as opposed to in the setup of the lineup of regular silverware, it'd be for your meal, but behind the cup is for tea.
Like it. And what do you think is the perfect tea outfit?
Well, you know, tea is a relaxed yet refined way. So if you're in business, nice business casual outfit would work. Or if you're going for tea, you totally can dress up. You totally, especially if
With
it's a
the
mother.
fascinators and the cool hats and all that.
That's a tea party, and that's a lot of fun.
It is
Done
fun.
a lot of tea party fun, you know, with fun hats and like
Yeah.
you say, and even for kids, it's a fun way to have a birthday party. They can decorate their own hats. They can wear the Mardi Gras. Usually, I have a little Cersei table, so they can pick fun rings and things to wear. It's a lot of fun.
And that's a good way to teach kids manners and how to be proper, right?
Yes. Yeah, it is, because again, remember, it's never about the rules. It's about putting them in an environment which can be fun and educating them to, you know, maybe to something a little bit different, so that they're exposed to things that they're not really worried about. Sometimes people are worried about different environments and not knowing what to do. This is a great fun environment.
It is. And I gotta know, what is your favorite type of tea?
I love chai tea.
I was just gonna say that. That's my favorite.
I love chai tea.
So
I
good.
drink tea. That's what I drink.
Me
I
too.
drink tea.
Yeah.
So.
So good. Have you ever had matcha? Matcha's good too, but I feel like not for this type of tea.
Right. It's not this type of tea, and I need to try matcha.
I know. I gotta turn you on to that. Perfect.
Yeah, I love that.
Cindy, thank you so much for this. This is so great. And by the way, you cannot beat this setup.
Yeah.
So
I love
beautiful.
that.
Thank
So,
you
yeah.
so much. And happy Hot Tea Month.
Yeah, thank you.